Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing so well and I hope the lighting's okay. So today I feel like playing with some makeup. I did a makeup and hair video recently and I really enjoyed it and you guys seem to really be happy to see some more makeup, so I thought I'd do another one today. I'm gonna go for just one of my favorite kind of looks, proper grungy, smoky, heavy eyes, and I'm going to be playing with some brand new makeup today as well as some old products. I did a little bit of a shop my stash, so let me just insert those clips here. Okay, so because obviously I've got my Project 10 pan going on, I haven't been buying new products, so I've only got things I've been sent, so I don't have a full face of makeup. So like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of a shop my stash as well. So I need concealer, bronzer, lip liner, mascara. So let's have a little look. So we're covered for lip products. We've got the eyeshadow palette, but I think I want like a sticky base. I feel like somewhere there's a glitter primer in here. Mixing drops. Glue adhesive, perfect. I'm good for skincare, I think. Bronzer. No. Let's go for a MAC bronzer. Contour. Anastasia contour. Or do I want to use my Fenty? No, I've used that recently. And concealer. Maybe a KVD. Ooh. Ooh. So I've chosen out some things that I've not used in a long time. I mean, the most standout thing that I'm the most excited to play with today is Miss Jamie Genevieve's new palette from her, actually, hang on. So Jamie Genevieve launched her brand VIEVE. You guys know I love Jamie, and I have already swatched these because I couldn't help myself. My sister kindly got me this for my birthday, which was so kind of her, because obviously I'm not allowed to buy any makeup at the moment. So if you're not up to speed or if you're new here, Project 10 pan, I'm doing it 2020 and I've not bought any makeup since January. I also have one of her lipsticks, and I'm also going to be testing out the new NARS matte foundation, which I'm really interested in, as well as a few other bits. So we're about to go from 0 to 100 because this is not how I want to be looking today. So let's get on with the video. And while I film it, I'm also going to film a reel because we've got to multitask in this life. Alrighty, I am gonna do my eyes first. So I've already done my brows because I did them the same as always. But like I said, I am gonna start with Miss VIEVE's VIEVE. So I am gonna apply a base to my eyelids. This is a Shop My Stash product. It is my paint pot from MAC. I've not used a paint pot in a long time, in the shade Groundwork, which is just like a cool toned brown, and I'm gonna put this all over my lid like so. I love this shade because it almost looks a bit like your natural shadows on your lid because it's like not too warm and not too cool. So you only want a tiny little bit. I've just really messily applied that, and I'm just buffing out those edges, as always bringing it just below the brow at the end and all the way up to the inner part of the brow at the front. You guys know my drill by now. And because I haven't done my foundation yet, I'm not afraid to blend it all the way out because we will neaten it up wherever we need to afterwards. So you see, I love this color because it does just look like such a natural shadow. Okay, now let's move on to this gorgeous, gorgeous palette, which I think we can all agree is very much my kind of color palette. I'm obsessed with this shade Buff. It's the perfect grungy mustard brown. Let's start with Buff. Okay, we lost a shadow. One of my eyeshadows fell out of the pan. So I'm gonna take that shade Buff and I'm going to buff that through my crease. I like it really intense here at the front of the brow. And I really like Buff because it's, again, it's like a weird kind of It's warm, but it's not crazily warm. And again, I'm just pulling this all the way out. These are blending really nice. They're very, very pigmented. I'm very impressed so far. I do want to add a little bit more warmth, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit of chow, and chow is just gonna go on the outside, like the outer edge. It's not gonna be madly visible, but I think it will just warm up the look a little bit. Now I want to get real dark and real smoky real quick. So I'm going to take Delicious, which looks like a gorgeous chocolate brown. They've got a little bit of fallout, but I think that's to be expected. When something's really rich in pigment, I don't usually get too bothered by fallout. And I have done my eyes first just in case. And I'm going to pop Delicious on the outer corner of my eye as well as the inner corner. We're doing a halo eye, one of my favorite looks to do. I'm just getting it nice and opaque. There is a bit of fall down here. Like I said, that is pretty normal. That's why I didn't do my foundation already. And I'm just building the inner corner of the eye and the outer corner of the eye and buffing it into the crease. And I am also actually, while I'm here, I'm also going to take a tiny bit of Cozy, which is this gorgeous warm brown, and I'm gonna pop that just in between those two shades to help that darker color blend in a little bit. Oh my god, what a gorgeous color. It is there just to be like a buffer rather than to kind of take over the whole look, you know? Stunning. And then go back in with Delicious and build that up. Okay, now I want to go even darker. I just want to get smokier and smokier, but I do it in layers. Now I'm going to go in with Lava Rock, which is not too much darker than Delicious, but it's cooler than Delicious because this eye is getting quite warm now and I want it to stay on the slightly more neutral side of life. I'm going to layer this over Delicious, but slightly tighter, so not blending it out as far as I did with Delicious, so that it adds a little bit more dimension to the lid. And then finally, for now, I'm going to take a little bit of Goodnight, which is the black, which I've swatched, and it is so dark and intense, which is what you want from a black. And I'm going to add this to the outer and inner lash line, and I'm going to pull it up. So it's darkest right at the lash line, and then begin to smoke it and smudge it upwards. I would have the brush that you use to blend out Delicious on hand as well, so that you can kind of blend those two together. Okay, I'm a bit torn. I'm tempted to take the black all over the lid. I may do that, you know. I'm actually just gonna go in with my finger to get the majority. This has taken a turn. Sorry about all that blending I just made you do. You can skip that last step because I'm just patting on the black. Look at that. It's a matte black, but there is definitely a slight satin sheen to it because it's so much easier to blend shadows when they've got a little bit of shimmer in them. Like, I don't mean it's a shimmery color, but when it's not completely flat matte, having that shimmer makes it so much more blendable, which is probably why Jamie's done it, because blacks are really hard to blend. So I think having that little bit of shimmer makes it much more blendable. I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of Cozy now to blend that out, because I think having a slightly warmer color on your brush when you try and blend out a black makes it slightly easier. I am still gonna do a halo, but I wanna put the shimmer over the black. I think it will look quite cool. You could always use like a black base as well if you want to be a little bit darker with it. Finally, for the spotlight in the center of the eye, I don't know which I'd rather use, Thea or Carrot. Or see, Thea I think is slightly more grungy, like it's got a kind of cool tone to it. Is that focusing? Whereas Carrot is a little bit more glittery. I think I'm gonna layer both. Onto a Shop My Stash, I'm going to use the Anastasia glitter adhesive, and I'm literally just going to take it on the back of my hand and then a little flat brush. I'm going to just tap that on the center of the lid and pull it up to the crease. And then I'm going to take Thea and tap that on top. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Thea, just dry, to help blend out those edges, because that glue made it stick. And then Carrot, just in the very center. Wow, that is so lovely. The eyes are mostly done. I'm gonna come back and change a couple of things at the end and obviously do the lower lash line, but I'm gonna go onto my base now, and I'm gonna start with my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I love this stuff, and I feel like I loved it so much this year, and then I was like, oh, I need to use other things. And I put it away and I haven't used it since. And I'm using a matte foundation today, which my skin, if you watched my last video, I said my skin has been so dry recently. I need something really thick and hydrating. Oh, lovely. We've got a new product, new to me. I don't think it's new, but it's new to me. It's the Revlon Prime Plus Brightening and Skin Tone Evening Makeup and Skincare Primer. I don't know anything about it. I've not seen anyone talk about it. My hands are so slippery after that moisturizer, I can't open it. It's like a kind of peachy, yellowy nude color. Ooh. Okay, now I'm blending it, I'm getting almost a citrusy scent off of it. It's like a nice, thick feeling primer, kind of serum-y. Ooh, really nice. I can't think what I can compare it to. It doesn't feel silicone-y. It feels like skincare, like a lovely kind of thick, hydrating moisturizer. Oh my god, this feels amazing. I don't know if you can tell, my skin looks and feels so smooth. Okay, I'm interested in that. It's time to try the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm using the shade Stromboli because that is often the shade I go for in their other foundations. Might be a bit yellow for me right now. It's a runnier consistency than I was expecting. I don't know whether to go in with a sponge or a brush. I'll start with a sponge. I really like how that primer feels so far. Okay, so it's got a nice, I'd say that's a medium coverage, which is good. That's the coverage I tend to go for. It is definitely a little bit yellow, but I did expect that. Stromboli is quite a yellow shade. We'll make it work. Oh wow, it is very matte. I'm glad I went for a sponge because it adds just that, wow, it's already set on my hand. Okay, you might want to work quick with this. I feel like it's adding a little bit of moisture to it. I mean, it looks flawless. It looks gorgeous. We know that I am biased against matte foundations. We've got to take that into consideration. I've got to be non-biased. It smells like a product that I can't put my finger on what it is. It's like the most nostalgic smell. It smells like something I used to use when I was younger, and it's annoying me that I can't think what it is. Oh my god, what does it smell of? That's gonna drive me nuts. So I don't know whether you can see how smooth it is, and I also can't tell whether it's oxidizing or not, because I feel like it doesn't look as orange when I put it on, and now it's like bright orange. I think it's definitely oxidizing. As it sets, it's getting darker, which is not good, seeing as it was a little bit too yellow for me when I was putting it on. It's not ideal, but we move. We are definitely in need of a bit of concealer to lighten this up. I am going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Beige, which is quite a pink concealer, and I'm hoping, I don't know if that's going to work actually. Maybe I'll do a different shade. Medium Sand, perhaps? Is that better? It's lighter, but I don't know if it's better. I'm gonna mix the two. Yeah, mix the two. When in doubt, more. Gonna use my sponge to blend that in. I love this concealer, but I don't know why I never use it. It's been in my collection for a while. Try and conceal those crazy under eye bags from my severe lack of sleep at the moment. That's a little bit better. It's not good, but it's better. Even though this shade usually would match me, so I don't know whether the shades are different This appears to be slightly different. I'm gonna use a little bit of this concealer that I've not used in so long. In fact, this is a brand new one I've never opened. Oh, I might need to get Tim to help me open it. Tim, are you not sat? Could you come help me? I'm using Jamie's palette.
Oh, nice.
How does it look?
Ooh, that's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. It's a really good one if your foundation doesn't match because it's quite thin. You can put it in quite a lot of places and it doesn't look super heavy. I'm just gonna like highlight my whole face, like reverse contour. So far, my thoughts on the foundation. I like it. I think my skin looks really like airbrushed, super flawless. Obviously it's matte, so it's not my preference in finish. I really think my skin looks nice. I'm impressed, and it's kind of, with that highlighting, it's kind of giving me a contour. Okay, I'm gonna bronze, and this is, I've chosen a very yellow bronzer. I probably shouldn't have gone for this one. But anyway, this is MAC Give Me Sun, and this is such an old favorite. I'm just gonna warm up my skin. Now I'm gonna set under my eyes, and I'm gonna use my Hourglass Veil translucent powder, which I haven't used in so long and I absolutely love. So I definitely wanted to use this when I saw it in my drawer. Blend out the concealer one last time. And I'm just gonna use a really small brush, and because I'm wearing such a matte foundation, I am hardly gonna use any powder. I'm just gonna pinpoint where I need it. So a little bit just under the eye, slightly between the brows, and just a little bit on the nose. So I'm gonna take Buff, which was the first shade that we took from the VIEVE palette. I am going to buff under the eye. I'm not gonna continue the halo under the eye today. I'm just gonna do a really like smoky lower lash line. I really love Buff. I love this color. And then I'm gonna take Delicious just on the outer edge, and I'm gonna blend that in to the smoke. Finally, I am so excited. I need to get a smaller brush. I'm gonna take Glimmer, which I'm so excited to use because that is amazing. Oh my God, I've been wanting to play with this color. I love an inner corner highlight so freaking much. That is probably one of the nicest I've ever seen. Just, you don't have to build it loads, it just works immediately. And it's like the more you put on, the brighter it gets rather than chalky. A little bit goes a long way. I was like a tiny bit under the brow, and then it's like, ba-ding. One more step. I'm gonna take a mixture of Chow and Cozy on a big fluffy brush. And yeah, I'm gonna really just smoke this out. I mentioned in my last makeup video that I have loads of mascaras on the go at the moment, so I'm just gonna use my Diego de la Palma, my Toy Boy mascara. You want really big lashes. I used to love this blush. This is Bawdy from Melt Cosmetics Bawdy. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this. It's like a bright pink. Just right on the apple of the cheek. I don't want to go for like loads, but I think a nice bright pop of blush would look nice. Oh, that was quite a lot. And a little bit on my nose as well. And then I'm gonna blend a little bit more bronzer with that blush. So I'm gonna use the Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle, which is quite dark, but I'm just gonna keep it really high and far back. And I'm gonna blend it into that blush. Onto the highlight, which I'm excited for because I'm gonna use Glimmer as my highlight. I have a feeling it's gonna look insane. Oh my God, that is that is mental. I honestly, guys, barely put any product on my brush. I actually can't believe that highlighter. I mean, it's not a highlight, it's an eyeshadow. So the setting spray I'm going to use is an old one. This is the Cover FX Dewy Finish Spray. Oh. That's not been used in a while. I'm gonna use the VIEVE sleeve to fan myself. While that dries on my lips, I'm gonna be using a VIEVE lipstick in the color Treasure, which is their slightly warmer nude, their lighter nude. So it's got a little bit more beige, a little bit more peach in it than, what's the other one called? VIEVE. VIEVE. And I'm gonna line my lips with a nice dark, this isn't a Shop My Stash, this is an absolute classic that I use most days, but I'm gonna use Chestnut from MAC to line my lips. And I have already swatched this, but I'm gonna use Treasure, which is such a stunning, honestly, I can't get over how luxe, the packaging, everything about this brand feels super, super high end, really impressive. It's stunning. It's such a nice light nude. And they smell so nice. And that's it, man. Okay, everybody, it is getting really late and really dark. So I just put loads of the L'Oreal Elvive hair oil in my hair and slicked it down. So this is the finished look. That lipstick is gorgeous, like my perfect nude, and I can't wait to wear it more. My camera's about to die, so I need to run off. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look. It's a very typical me look. I promise I'll do something a little bit different soon. I'm just dipping my toes back in the tutorial world, okay? So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If I was to give an overview of my review of the VIEVE products, I'd give it a solid 10 out of 10. I'm really, really impressed. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.